How's it going, everybody? We're back another week for Quarter Up.
Woo!
What?
How you doing, gentlemen?
Good. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a skippy mood. I had an energy drink, so I'm fucking.
That's what happens when you have that like high pitch inflection. Yeah, I'm doing
wired right
fine. See, I haven't had any coffee or energy drink today at all, so I'm. But anyway, Quarter Up is a weekly roundup of gaming news and views, and we might fire a little bit on the way. So listen up. My name is Adrock, and as always this week I have my two awesome co-hosts, Indigo.
Who's that? Oh, that's me. You said awesome before you said my name, so I was just confused of who that would be.
Yeah,
but
me too.
I guess I am.
I didn't
Hi.
know who he was talking about. That's weird.
And Krug.
Hi, I'm Krug, the actual awesome one. Mwah. Why did you call him awesome, but you didn't call me anything?
Because
Rude.
his mama
Krug,
told
how
him
was
always,
your week
if you
last
got
week?
nothing nice to say, then don't say nothing at all.
My weeks have been pretty good. The best thing that happened to me over the past couple of weeks, because we were off last week for Adrock's child's birthday or something to that effect.
Well, technically, you guys got sick too.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
The night before we
Yeah.
both ate.
The night before, Indigo and I went to a escape room. If you don't know what that is, basically it's a kind of like puzzle environment where these people put you in a room and they like lock you in, and you're trying to find a way out of the room. So we went to that before we actually entered the room. We went to get dinner at this place that we'd never been before, and Indigo and I were the only two people to have meat, and we got severely sick. So we're not going back there again. So yeah, we did that. That was really fun. I also got actually hired at my job. I had been on a 6-month contract, but they brought me on full time as of tomorrow. So that's exciting.
Nice.
And yeah, that's been my week. And playing a lot of video games, obviously. A lot of Overwatch, a lot of WoW. More WoW than before.
Yeah, you kind of
Level-
stepped away from WoW for a little while.
Yeah, I have a level 100 monk now. Can heal
Yeah,
the
but
fuck out of some people.
Not because you leveled.
I mean, I leveled him. I just skipped most of them.
You skipped 99 levels.
Yeah. So, whatever.
I'm tempted to buy a thing, but I don't know if I want to buy it yet.
You're going to eventually. What about you, Indigo? How was your week?
My week was good. I wanted to actually mention the escape room that we went to because I did really enjoy it. So I figured we'd plug them, I guess.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the one we went to is actually a place called Escape Hotel, and what's really cool about this place is all of the different rooms in that hotel. It's not a real hotel, but each of the rooms that are there is actually a different themed escape room. So the one we went to was actually the zombie escape room, where we had an hour to figure out the cure to the zombie plague,
Yeah.
and then we would be let out.
We got so close.
Everybody dies.
We failed, but I don't think we failed.
Yeah, I call shenanigans because the last... Well, okay, without giving anything away, the last puzzle did not work correctly. From our perspective, because when our time ran out and we hadn't completed the puzzle, the game master came in the room and said, "Hey, do you want me to show you what you needed to do?" And we are like, "Yes," because we're so confused. And then he did something, and we were like, "We fucking did that! We did exactly what you just did, and the result that you got was not the result that we got." And he was like, "Oh well," and we were like, "Man, you're a dick." So I mean, and the fact that we're promoting it despite the fact that happened, it was still a really fun experience.
It was also their opening weekend, so there's probably some bugs that they need to work out.
Sure. And I will say that if you're gonna go with a group of people that don't there were 6 tickets, and we just bought all of them and then tried to find people that were gonna go with us, because we're not about to go in there with strangers, because strangers are dumb. Adrock, were you done, Indigo? Sorry.
No, all good, man.
What about you, buddy?
Honestly, the little one had her last week this week. Went to Comic-Con. We had an all right time. I think San Diego has grown too much, even more, to really bring anyone under the age of 12 with you anymore.
Gotcha.
Because we did the free things, and this is I've been going to San Diego for Comic-Con since 2004, so I've watched it grow, and I knew for a fact only a matter of time before it was just too much. And I think this year just kind of proved it. It was brutal to go, and we got a ticket too. It was just, you knew going in it was going to be bad, but I don't even know if I can enjoy Comic-Con as a fan anymore.
Well, if we're
Really
lucky, this will be the last year in San Diego. So
who knows? But outside of that, I had the little one's birthday, and now it's just me alone in this house. So I've been trying to keep myself busy. Got back to work, and I have an actual schedule on videos and whatnot. So some more Atlas Reactor stuff is coming out in the next week or two.
Yeah.
Trying to make some money however I can, and stay above water and play a little bit of whatever games I can that are free or cheap.
And we might have some fun Atlas Reactor related giveaways coming up.
Yes,
right?
We will absolutely. It's not just Atlas Reactor.
That's
specific.
true.
Oh yeah, so basically I signed up because I do all the Atlas Reactor stuff. For anyone that doesn't know, on our YouTube page, I signed up for the Tryon Worlds Creators Program. And they're like, hey, you're not terrible. Join us for that. That way we can help you get stuff. And they were like, we're not helping me get stuff, but more like, we know who you are, and we like the stuff that you do right now. So keep making good stuff, and so here's some stuff to get out to people. So we might have some stuff to get out to people sometime in the future.
Yeah.
Yep.
But to be honest, while you guys are talking towards the end of it, I kept looking off the side of my screen because I'm debating and checking my account to see how much money I have, because I really want a BlizzCon goodie bag. And I'm just gonna throw us right in there because
I keep debating on whether or not I want that too.
Wait, what's in it? Why do you guys want it? I haven't.
You don't know. You don't know what's gonna be.
Well,
in it.
there's no. You do.
Are they saying what's inside?
Yeah, it's in.
Yes.
I just clicked on the link in the show notes, and there's straight up.
I thought that was last year's goodie bag.
Oh, was it?
No, this year's. No. I have the information for you. So let's take 2 steps back.
Okay.
The virtual ticket will be up on the site. You can get it right now, and if you purchase a virtual or physical ticket to BlizzCon 2016, which is November 4th and 5th, about 2 blocks from me at the Anaheim Convention Center, which I'm just going to walk to if I can. You have the option of pre-purchasing a goodie bag, which this year they're calling, I think it's like loot in a box. Because it used to be an actual bag of goodies, now it's a box this year.
Right.
So you basically, as long as you have the ticket or the virtual ticket, you can attempt to purchase it. There will be only limited quantities. It's $35 for it, and the items that are in it, they're calling a goodie bag in a box. There we go. A crate full of Blizzard loot.
Wow.
The stuff you can get into it is a BlizzCon 10 or BlizzCon X commemorative Stein. This thing alone is worth probably the price of this.
Yeah.
It's $35. Yeah.
It looks like it's probably aluminum or some form of metal that looks really kind of surprisingly sturdy. You have, which is weird, I'm excited about this, faction coasters from World of Warcraft, a keychain pick from ETC, whatever, a Hearthstone microfiber cleaning cloth, also kind of whatever. Inflatable Reinhardt rocket hammer, which hell yeah, I kind of want.
That's kind of cool.
So last year was I think it was a Zeratul blade that was a inflatable blade, like wrist-mounted blade, and I saw people walking around, and anyway.
So hold on. I know that Overwatch so far hasn't done any custom sounds for any of the skins that it has, but how fucking hilarious would it be to have like a pool toy Reinhardt with like inflatable, like he's not wearing any armor, he's just wearing like swim trunks and one of those like inflatable like things that go around your waist that has a duck head, you know what I'm talking? Yeah. So it's pool party Reinhardt, and then he has a inflatable hammer, and then when he goes hammer down, it's like his same gruff voice, but then instead of like the giant smash that comes afterwards, it's just squeak.
Yep.
That'd be so fucking great.
I kind of really want that. That also ties into something else I forgot that isn't in notes. But basically, you get that and 2 other items, which has led to a bit of controversy and conspiracy. So one of them is a StarCraft 2 Baby Overlord antenna topper. And the last one, which is kind of fueled some speculation, which is kind of weird, is a Diablo 3 gaming dice set. So D20, D8.
Yeah. That's kind of what I want.
Yeah, right?
That's also really good.
Some Blizzard dice? What if they're metal? I love metal dice.
So people are crazy. They want new games. Obviously, we haven't seen an actual content update outside of season stuff for Diablo 3 in a long time. And people are saying, well, if you look closely at the picture of the dice bag for Diablo 4, you see that the 4-sided dice has 4 sides, and there's 4 numbers on it. So Diablo 4 confirmed. Like, that's kind of
hold on. There's more speculation to why Diablo 4 might be a thing other than a 4-sided dice that is a part of a collection. They are hiring 4 people for a Diablo specific property. They're looking for like huge people in it. Not
also, they hired 4 people, so Diablo 4 confirmed.
BlizzCon is on November 4th.
Well, hold on.
Oh shit! Diablo 4 confirmed.
So hold on. You have to. I fucking hate this.
Get wrecked.
Can we name the video Super Trolly? Just name it like Diablo 4 confirmed.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
Yeah,
why the fuck not?
You misleading to anybody?
Yeah, that's not clickbaity at all.
Hold on. So you have to buy the online virtual the virtual ticket, and then you can buy the goodie bag, right? Or can you buy the goodie bag?
No. You have to buy the virtual ticket.
Have a virtual ticket.
Okay, so the virtual ticket's $40, and then on top of that, it's $35 for the goodie bag.
Right. So if you're not planning on using the virtual ticket, probably not worth.
Yeah.
Unless you're super into the items we just described.
Actually, to be honest, I think this whole goodie bag is probably maybe 50, 60, 70 bucks worth of items.
50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Wow. You can't just keep increasing the number.
I think it might be kind of worth it.
I don't think it's worth it.
Sets,
if you're not going to use the virtual ticket.
Inflatable things are like $5, $10. That Stein's probably a good 20, 30 bucks on its own. It might be close.
No, the Stein's like $7 cost.
I'm trying to justify my purchase.
Yeah, good luck with that. Buy something useful instead, bro.
Like food?
I don't know. Anything. Rent is more useful. How about rent? Pay rent. Are we done with this? Can we talk about Hearthstone's new adventure?
Well, let's move into it.
Despite the fact that the Hearthstone adventure article that's in our show notes is a QueueTimes article, I don't know very much about this. So
you're the worst.
I know.
See, if you bought that Blizzard goodie bag in a box, you can use that microfiber to like wash off the screen of your phone.
Shut up.
So when you play Hearthstone for that brand new adventure, it's gonna be kind of awesome.
I don't play Hearthstone on my phone. I'm not a casual. I play Hearthstone on my PC, motherfucker. Are you playing Hearthstone right now?
No.
Okay.
This was simulating it.
I believe you.
Okay, so anyways, the new adventure is called One Night in Kel'Thuzad.
It's not One Night in Kel'Thuzad.
No, it's not.
It's Karazhan.
Karazhan, whatever.
It's not One Night in Kel'Thuzad because that's an individual, and One Night in Kel'Thuzad would be nasty.
On Pornhub.
Yeah, right.
One night in Kel'Thuzad.
So with this adventure, there will be a total of 45 cards given out, and a new card back. But here's the kicker, and this is what they did really smart about this one. Starting August 11th, a free prequel wing will be released for the community, featuring players hunting down Medivh. God, I fucking hate names. Medivh before the party begins, and making sure no one crashes the party, even if they used to live there.
So, a new adventure based off of a kind of like slutty looking party. I'm totally on board.
Why do you think it's slutty looking? It's a disco party.
Nope, I don't think that's true. I think hookers and blow all over. Hookers and blow for everyone. One of the cards being released is called Cocaine. It is a trap, and
anyways,
your opponent...
I really like...
Is that really what the wizard heroism is? I do cocaine! No. So, I mean, honestly, the back of the card, if you pre-order it, will give you a really cool looking like disco themed ball in the center of the Hearthstone.
That is a disco ball. Yeah. You're a good observant guy.
I think the actual card set itself is still pretty like legitimately an adventure.
Yeah.
Instead of like some joke thing.
Yeah, no, it's an actual like adventure. They always do really good with Hearthstone adventures.
Oh yeah, I love all of them.
So this is going to be good. You can buy each section or each wing for $6.99, other than the free prequel.
Right.
Or you can pre-order the whole entire thing for $20.
Right, which I will be doing.
$20 is a pretty affordable price.
Even for Adarok, who hates pre-ordering, I think that's a great deal.
Right. Also,
wait, is $19.99 the pre-order price or the price?
That's the pre-order price.
Oh.
I'm not sure.
It's if you
I don't know how much it goes up. Do you know?
I don't know. All I know is that it's 700 gold or $6.99 per wing.
Gotcha.
That's still not a bad price for the content you're getting. For
smash through the gold.
You'll get out of it.
$20 for 45 cards and a whole entire set of solo play stuff. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Anyways, I'm down. Like, it looks good. But yeah, that's the Hearthstone adventure that's coming out now. We wanted to talk lightly first about Blizzard and some fun stuff that they were doing, because the next piece of news that we have, it is such a fucking bloody mess.
Yeah, I've
got more for it too.
I'm gonna preface this with, you're not going to be able to remember all of this information if this applies to you. So go look in the show notes, because it's all broken down there, written down. So it is a fucking cluster.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about Disney Infinity and how it is unfortunately getting shut down. Womp
Yeah.
womp.
Well, so they left and they're saying we're done. We knew about that a little while ago.
Sure.
But now we've actually gotten kind of a breakdown of when each like console or version that you own is going to stop existing.
Yep. It's the most asinine thing ever. They're not just closing the game. They're closing bits of the game at a time.
Yeah. Yeah. And so instead of just all out, everyone stop. No. So as of September 30th, 2016, you will no longer be able to log in to play the PC, which is the box copy version, iOS or Android version of Disney's Infinity, and then the Steam version of Disney Infinity 2.0 and 3.0 will remain operable. You'll be able to play Steam from now until Steam decides to get rid of it.
That's the only plus side, really.
Yeah, if you own an Apple TV version, it will also be removed from the App Store on September 30th.
Right. Because I think the iOS App Store and the Apple TV App Store are the same ones, technically. Yeah.
Then they do preface this by saying the Disney Infinity community team will no longer be reviewing or approving any new toy boxes that are submitted to Disney for all consoles, mobile, PC version of the game. However, if you're playing on any console, Apple TV, or Windows 8 or 10 version of the game, you can still continue to download your favorite toy boxes from the community content section until March 3rd.
2017.
Yeah, 2017.
And I will point out the difference between the Windows 8/10 versions and the PC version is the Windows 8/10 versions are the ones that you buy from the Windows App Store and not ones that you install by any other means, if that makes any sense to anybody. So that's all of that stuff is a September 30th, 2016 deadline. On January 3rd, 2017, no in-game purchases can be made within the Windows 8/10 App Store versions of the game, as this feature will be removed. And then on March 3rd, 2017, Apple TV and the Windows App Store versions will no longer be available, supported, or playable, and all Disney Infinity online services and community features for all versions will be discontinued. So like why not just do it all on March 3rd? I don't understand that. But whatever. Fine. Make it this convoluted clusterfuck of different dates for literally no reason. I don't get it.
So I want to throw more salt in the wound of Disney Infinity because there is a mega thread on Reddit of all of the confirmed canceled stuff. And a lot of it is amazing figures. And then also major content that looked pretty awesome. Like, I don't know if you've seen these, but just look for Disney Infinity scrapped ideas. They had an amazing Doctor Strange mock-up that they wanted to have in time for the movie. The new Moana stuff looks awesome. They had a new Peter Pan figure that was really, really cool. They had Clue from Tron Legacy show up. They're even talking about introducing the Avatar, James Cameron's Avatar, into the Disney Infinity lineup. They even had concept art. And it's like, oh! Disney was like, yeah, it's not worth the money, and it is a really risky investment to have and a lot of money for the payoff you get, which is a whole lot. But the content that was cut, oh my gosh, I feel like, god damn it, dude, I really want this stuff. And I play the game with my kid, but in all reality, I kind of really want the figures more than anything else. Well, I have them here, and it's like I would kill to have this new Hulk, or this new Ant-Man, or this new Jack Skellington. It's like, so much good. The new Moana stuff. They had a Thanos, they had a Thanos figurine they wanted to come out with, and it's like,
yeah, and the thing that confuses me is that from what I could tell, the figurines were selling, the game was doing well. Like, I don't understand the reason why they decided to go away from this. You know what I mean? Like, they haven't, as far as I'm aware, given any official release of why they've decided to do it. They just are doing it. Now, it makes me wonder, like, whose decision was it? They're like, oh, we should cut something. I know. This one successful game that's doing really well, or maybe we're completely wrong and it just was doing shit.
Yeah, because the overhead for that game is much more than other games because they had to produce all the physical pieces. So maybe it wasn't getting the return they expected.
That's actually what they were really saying. It was the return wasn't what they wanted compared to what they've invested. And from all accounts, there's been no number set up between Lego Dimensions and Skylanders and Infinity. But apparently Infinity was by far and away the best performing out of all of them sales-wise. To be fair, as you said in past episodes, Disney had come out and said when they started up Disney Infinity, this is an experiment. We don't know how long we'll take it. We don't know how far we'll take it. But knowing that we were going to get a massive revamp of the Guardians of the Galaxy figures and a playset for it, Pirates of the Caribbean, Episode 8 stuff, Thor Ragnarok playsets to play with them, I was like, oh man, that just sucks.
And your daughter was super into this stuff, wasn't she?
My nephew and daughter love this stuff, and I found out that there were $4.99 figures at Walmart last weekend. I was like, how much money do I really have?
I mean, it's $4.99 because no one else, like, it's not a part of the game anymore.
Right,
like,
exactly.
But for someone like us, I mean, the kids will take the figures and play with them anyway.
Yeah.
I tell them, like, look, those figures you can just fucking take off the wall and just go nuts with them. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't lose them because they are more expensive than the fucking inflatable sword I got. But,
Sad days.
And also, Daddy wants it in one piece.
That sounded weird.
I mean,
official D&D content on Roll20, Indigo? This sounds like something you put in here.
No, why would you assume such a thing like that? Of course I did. Okay.
Cool is what it is, really.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so anyone who doesn't know what Roll20 is, Roll20 is a program that you can play games like D&D, you can play games like basically any
tabletop game.
Yeah, not tabletop specifically, but any tabletop role-playing game that requires a map. And what's great about it is it actually it has voice over IP. You've got a camera, you've got a sound system that you can use and talk to each of the players.
Mm-hmm.
So if some of you are, say, in another state, you guys can still continue to play.
Or country.
DM or country, yeah, exactly. Well, it's been kind of loosely like going along the line of like, yeah, we do D&D, but like we're not officially licensed or anything like that. Like it was kind of skating on the line. Well, now officially licensed material has been created from Dungeons and Dragons, from Wizard of the Coast, which is, and I'm going to butcher this name, so if Adderok wants to say it, Lost Mine of Phandelver?
Yeah, it's pretty
Sounds
close.
right to me.
Yeah, cool.
Good job.
Yeah.
So you can actually, which is the starter pack for 5th edition. So they're really pushing 5th edition instead of going back and looking at any of the previous editions.
Mm-hmm.
So they're pushing 5th edition. You can go on, buy this, play it, make your DM's life way easier instead of making him make his own world or whatever. It's really cool. I love that this is going to get the official licenses, which means maybe more people will play D&D, and tabletop role playing will be more of a common thing. People will see.
Yeah, it'll help with streamers as well. I mean, they already have a marketplace on Roll20 that has a lot of homebrew stuff and a lot of home world stuff. So if Roll20's smart, at least in my opinion, I would say we have Wizards of the Coast stuff on here. White Wolf, maybe you want to come join the party. Or maybe GURPS, you want to come over here and join the party?
Yeah,
have some GURPS modules?
It's great because so there's a bunch of different companies that do the same thing as Roll20.
Yeah.
In my experience, Roll20 just blows all of them out of the water.
It's also the slickest looking too.
It's the slickest. You can play for free. Like it's really, really great program.
Well, the Lost Mines of Phandelver is going to cost $20, which is the same as buying the physical copy of Lost Mines of Phandelver, like starter kit, but you can still use the site for free. You don't have to buy it, so it's kind of an option if you want to get the like pre-done campaign inside the application, like all set up and ready to go. $20, and you can go ahead and play it. It's 4 to 6 player campaign. They don't say approximately how long it takes, but I don't think that really applies far as
depending on your group. There is
depends on how you deal with it.
Yeah, there's never a time specified for dungeons.
And then so that they also state that additional modules are going to come. Obviously, they're going to keep releasing modules. Storm King's Thunder is supposedly the next one. It's going to cost $50. So I think that's just kind of based on like the breadth of the adventure, not necessarily like anything else. So hopefully we'll see some cheaper ones come out, some more expensive, like huge campaigns come out. It's kind of exciting for D&D folks.
I don't think it's going to be significantly more expensive. I think that this price range will probably stick. Like long-term price-wise, just because I think
like $20 to $50 somewhere in there.
Yeah, because I think while they do put a lot of extra work into the online version because it breaks down everything easy for the DM to use, I don't think that price range is going to go up too much, because I think that if it did, I don't think it would sell as well digitally as the hardback book.
Sure.
Or the digital PDF version.
Here's the other thing I'm excited about, and I didn't see anything to denote this, but the fact that they're partnering with D&D kind of brings this across my mind immediately. They could probably come up to like having an actual D&D specific like mode for the product, so that for example, if you're a caster, you don't have to like put your spells in manually. It'll have like a list of all your spells, because I know a lot of programs that do offer like spell lists or whatever, and they get removed because that's that's intellectual property that is allowed to be restricted. So hopefully this partnership will allow them to be a little bit more like tied into D&D, so that you don't have to put a lot of legwork into creating a character. You don't have to put a lot of legwork into like managing your casts or managing like character sheets in the thing that can be editable. All of that stuff can totally happen. And I think that would be really cool. Again, no word as to whether that's going to happen or not, but hopefully
now,
it does.
Before this came out, Roll20 did have character sheets that you could fill out and automatically put in there. The spells weren't the same. Like you're right about the spells. There wasn't really a spell there was a spell section,
but you had to manually type stuff. Yeah.
Exactly, which was as difficult as Control-C, Control-V, but
right. You still have to find a resource, and technically those resources were probably also illegal unless you had an actual legitimate PDF copy of the player's handbook, which a lot of people don't. A lot of people have legal versions. So I'm just saying it's a one step towards making it easier to play online or on a computer with people that without doing it illegally. So that's good. That's a step in the right direction. I want to use this. I haven't used this yet, and I kind of want to do a campaign with it, but I want to be a player, not a DM.
Anyways, so that's kind of it for that one. We're going to go over into Pokemon Go news, which I know...
Mobile gaming!
So I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but the next update, which they don't have a release date for, but the next update, they basically said that they're focusing on making locations in which Pokemon gyms and Pokestops are going to be a little bit safer and a little bit better located. And...
I'm okay with this.
No, 100% okay with this. It needs it. I think it helps everyone. Maybe less hatred for the game, which I still don't understand why people have the level of hatred for this game as they do. But
I'm trying to figure out who has a legit amount of hatred for this game. I mean, people aren't defacing public property. There's been reports of people that go to the Vietnam Memorial and will sit there and just wait around and just, look at the memorial. I'm that's cool.
Yeah, so some of the places that they're changing are the Holocaust Museum in Washington, D.C. All right, I get that. All right. The Hiroshima Peace Memorial Park, also no longer going to be a Poke Gym. What is that? The
Arlington National Cemetery.
And then this one I love, and this guy is my favorite. Okay, there's a dude in Massachusetts that his house was a Pokemon gym. And instead of being that angry guy that's like, oh, damn kids are on my lawn, he's like, hey, so there's a park across the street from my house. If they just move the Poke Gym across the street to this park, the neighborhood still gets to keep its gym, and I get to keep my privacy. I think I think it's a win-win.
Yeah.
I think it's a win-win.
I hope his gym, the new gym, is called Dave's House Memorial Park. My name's actually Jeff. Okay, Dave's House Memorial Park. That's what I'm hoping is something like that. But the reason why I laughed was, did I tell you guys about the Museum of Tolerance?
No.
The Museum of Tolerance had an issue with Pokemon Go.
Yes.
Not with the game specifically, but with the fact that they were considered a Pokestop and or a gym. And the reason why is because someone caught a coughing inside of the Museum of Tolerance, which if you don't know, is another Holocaust museum. To which I went, that is just unfortunate timing on that part. That's just, the person who took that picture was like, yeah, we found this inside of the Museum of Tolerance. Oh, this can't be a joke. If it's a joke, I'm dark enough to go, bravo to you for that joke, because I don't have the balls for that one. At the same time, going, ooh, that's a bad idea.
Yeah.
It's a really bad idea. A coughing in the Holocaust Museum. Oh,
Well,
it's so bad.
That being said, they've also reminded
It's not like
people-
there are only coughings there. That would be bad.
No.
If it was
Coughing
just
and-
coughing and wheezing, like,
and ghastly.
and ghastly, that would be horrible. But it just happened to be there. Like, hello, it's not,
Yeah. But that being said,
Jesus,
they
so
also
bad.
wanted to remind people, hey guys, you can go if there's an issue, if you no longer want to be a Pokestop, or if you don't want to be a gym, you can go and submit, please remove me. Like, there is options to do that. They wanted to point out again as well, it's not an immediate fix. It's not like you go and say, stop making this a gym, and it happens instantaneously.
Yeah.
But they just wanted people to go, look, if you find something dangerous, if it's there's a Pokestop in the back of your house and people are jumping your fence to go there, like, let us know. We'll
So
fix
yeah,
that
it's
kind of
a
stuff.
10-month process to get something added.
At least that was the
that was-
process it took for Ingress.
Yeah, for Ingress, it was a 10-month wait approximately to get something added. But I'm sure that removals will be expedited, especially if you say like, hey, this is over the edge of a cliff, or like, this is in a construction zone where people aren't allowed to go, or something like that. You know what I mean? I'm sure if they're smart, they'll address the removals before they address the additions.
Yeah, and we talked about this a while ago, that the fact that there's trying to be legislation to like restrict Pokemon Go from like doing stuff and making them responsible for people's injuries.
Suck a fat nut.
Yeah, can we just agree that it's social Darwinism and it just should exist?
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
All right.
I mean,
and-
I'm dark enough to laugh at the fact that someone caught a coughing at the Museum of Tolerance, so I'm okay with that as well.
Yeah,
And-
the
but
dude
I
that-
may be a
the
horrible
two-
person, so
not
that's
the
a
one
different story.
dude, the two dudes that walked off of a cliff in California because they were playing Pokemon Go. Let's be honest, they're probably not doing too much with their lives.
So I'm
Wow.
gonna say, you walk out to the middle of the hood in Chicago at 3 a.m. with a $700 smartphone and you get jacked. I don't have pity for you.
So, and lastly, I think when Indigo tweeted that we were live, he said that we were going to hatch a Pokemon. For those of you who are here for that reason, there's a picture of a Magikarp above my head.
Actually, I wonder if I do have anything near me.
Uh,
Keep going.
But yeah, I think that's it for Pokemon Go. Let's go to this really, really awesome and yet sad story.
I mean, is it sad though?
I'd say so.
I mean, it's sad
Again,
because he
no
was
pity.
wrongfully accused.
So
but
let's.
whatever.
All right, guys.
All right,
Calm
so,
down.
okay, I'll go into the story. So, a user named Damien.
Damian. I think it's Damien. I think it's supposed to be stylized Damien. You're actually playing Pokemon Go right
Fuck
now.
you, I got a Pidgey!
Oh wow!
Oh,
Oh, Pidgey,
wow.
good job, buddy. You're so
Right?
good at that
So, a
game.
user named Damien supposedly bought a copy of No Man's Sky on eBay for $1,200.
$1,250 for a copy
Yeah.
of No Man's Sky. Yep,
For a game that's going to come out in a week.
8 days, August
That's
9th,
still
everybody.
not out, legally out.
It's still, well, don't say
All
the
right,
word
calm
legally,
down.
Just say it's not out. He then started posting videos because he got the game. He started posting videos of the game he was playing.
Mm-hmm.
And Hello Game, who's the company that made the game, was a little upset with it. And they tweeted out, we've spent years filling No Man's Sky with surprises. We've spent years waiting. Please don't spoil it for yourself. And just kind of showing off to people like, look, yes, it's out there, but the game's right around the corner.
Right.
Just wait for it. Just get it.
And so Damien, this is not something I expect from the internet ever, came out and kind of apologized. Like, he took his videos down.
No, he
No,
did
not
take
kind of. He
it.
apologized.
Yeah, his videos were taken down through.
We don't know if he took them down
Yeah.
or if they were legally taken down.
Yeah, but I think somebody did say that at least some of them had like copyright against them and were removed by Dailymotion. But I can't say that 100% of them were taken down that way. So he said after that happened, that's it from me video-wise. Hello Games and Sean Murray don't like it. It's giving me a headache dealing with the fallout. I don't want to be the guy that spoils this cool shit. I'm leaving it at that. Apparently, is what he
Have
said.
you seen the vitriol from anybody that really likes No Man's Sky? When they found out they were delaying it by a week, the fucking internet on their
death
whole
threats.
corner just exploded. So I would not be surprised if he put that up there and went, yeah, no, this is ridiculous, the fallout I'm getting from this.
Yeah, it's insane. So basically, he bought a copy on eBay for $1,250, posted videos about it, and then shitstorm. They got taken down, and or he took them down, and then he apologized for it. So
But here's the other thing is
Uh-huh.
he was actually in an interview with Kotaku because that's what you do, and
Right.
he actually said I expected Sean to tweet negatively about it because let's face it, it's his job to. But I'll admit, after watching so many of his interviews and knowing how cool of a guy he seemed, it did make me feel a bit guilty. It wasn't the sole reason of my decision, but it was still certainly a factor.
Well, all right.
I mean, that to me, like, he's coming out and saying, "Look, the dude's cool." Like, it was more of like he did it his own thing.
That beforehand.
Anyways, I think that brings us to our point of contention.
Which, by the way, both Adderrock and myself are very adamantly opposed on this one.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
So much so that we've had to stop ourselves arguing about it before
the show.
Yeah, Crew gonna tell us 3 times, "Hey,
can you stop?
talking
Just save it for the show
until we get to the show." I'm like, but he's wrong. No, but he's wrong. But he's wrong.
So here's the question: is someone who legitimately acquires unreleased content doing something bad by sharing it? Indigo, we'll start with you.
If they have legally purchased it themselves or have acquired it legally, then absolutely.
Is this really even a question?
You mean absolutely not? They're not doing anything.
No.
Publishing.
Yeah, they shouldn't get in trouble.
Yeah, okay.
They should absolutely allowed to be able to do whatever the fuck they want with it.
Adrock, what about you, buddy?
Is this really even a question?
Clearly, because you're
I mean,
so
I
wrong
didn't
about it.
purchase the gun; it was given to me, so I should just fire it.
Oh,
all right.
God.
So I'm gonna.
So not the same thing.
I'm gonna clear something up for the viewers really quick. What we mean when we say somebody who legitimately requires unreleased content is that the person who purchased this copy of No Man's Sky didn't steal it from what are they called? Hello Games.
Hello Games.
Didn't steal it from Hello Games. They didn't hack into their servers and download something. He didn't get a boxed copy from like a shelf or like the back room of a store or something like that. He went on eBay, he saw a listing and he bid on the listing and he paid money to get the copy. That's what happened.
You know what?
So there's nothing illegal about that process. So that's what we mean by legitimately acquires unreleased content. So that having been said, go at it, you two.
Where did that game come from? The game's not released until August 9th, correct?
Okay.
The game is not released until August 9th. So he goes on eBay and then says,
unaware of how this person got this copy. This person could have gotten a press copy. This person could be a part of the gaming studio and was allowed to do it. We don't know.
If that's the case, then he's definitely in the wrong because he broke whatever
that
NDA
person
had for the game.
That person did. That person did something wrong. This person, whether or not despite we all know when the release date is, and clearly if he's this excited to spend $1,250 like he clearly knows when the release date is, but he saw an opportunity to get the game before it was released and could legally purchase it with US tender, not turning around and downloading an illegal copy of it. He is actually spending the money and buying that game. He started posting videos, and it's not about the purchase of that game. It's about the fact that he started posting videos about the game and started showing
turn a profit to make back the money he spent on a game.
We don't know that.
You're
assuming
Dailymotion has revenue from videos. Don't assume that.
It can doesn't mean it does. I mean,
you're talking about one of the highly anticipated games for several years that's been delayed multiple times with a rabid fan base who's going to watch the video regardless of whether or not they're going to bash the guy or praise the guy for his copy. The guy knew full well what he was doing.
You're making a series of assumptions. You can only base your information off of the information that we're given. Yeah. One, he bought something off of eBay legally. Two, he started posting videos on there. We do not know whether they've been monetized because they've been removed. So you cannot determine whether they've been monetized until you have the information saying that they have or have not been. Okay, so do not make assumptions.
No, that's not an assumption. He saw the game on eBay. Yes. And realize, oh shit, this game's not out yet, and if I grab this game, I have the only known copy. I don't care where it's fucking from. No, you're not in the clear for this. You know exactly what's going on with that specific product enough.
You're putting words in the defendant's mouth. That is not what has said. You can't
bullshit like he's cleaning this. I'm sorry, officer. I just saw it laying there. I just figured I'm good to go.
Hey,
the cocaine was just there. I just wanted to snort it.
About him buying it.
Produced cocaine. It's all good.
The argument isn't about him buying it. The argument is the fact that he had a piece of software that hadn't been released and started posting videos about it. There is zero issue
That
with
means
this.
that
There
that
should be
software has
none.
not been released. It's not a legal software. No, it's not.
Has no.
We've had this issue before in the past. No. Oh. We've had this issue in the past, and people would order shit from Amazon, and it would show up there too before.
Yeah.
Those people know, oh shit, it has not even out yet. I can get on the fucking front of the wave, the cutting edge, and get stuff out there. And they're almost universally met with disdain from people that enjoy the game, and almost universally met with disdain from the company going, dude, what the shit? We've worked this much on the game. It comes out then. You can't wait a week. Yeah, well, sure. You didn't steal the game.
Clearly, if the game has been made and it has a hard copy that someone bought and is able to put in their computer and download it and run on their servers that are up, clearly the game's ready to go.
Again, once again, I posited this to you. We talked about it before the show, and Krug stopped us. Right now, Legion's coming out August 30th. Mm-hmm. There is no NDA on the live copy of Legion.
No.
But theoretically, you can post whatever you want from beta and alpha, right?
Correct.
You specifically go on your battle.net, and I'm asking you personally as a question, not as a general you. You go to battle.net right now, and you find out, oh my god, I don't know who fucked up, but I literally have live Legion right now. I can make a Demon Hunter right now. I can go to the Broken Isles right now. I have a month to start up. Knowing, the game comes out the 30th. I really do like to play the game, and I know whatever I do with this content, knowing that I produce content and I want to produce content, now have the new thing that no one has, the final retail version. Should I go and do that?
Yes.
The only difference between this problem and the problem with No Man's Sky is that it's Blizzard fucking up that part. The thing with No Man's Sky is he doesn't know where
we don't know how he got it though. Like we don't know how that person originally got it. That could have been a fuck up where someone delivered the game to their house, someone's house a week early.
They decided to put it onto eBay.
They were fucking smart. They went, okay, look, despite any sort of legal ramifications, if they have a copy of a game before it comes out and they have the opportunity to sell it for not just double the price, but fucking 10 times the price, like, why the fuck not? Like that's called business smarts. You have something that there's a high demand.
Wait, if I fuck this situation up, all my future business opportunities are fucked. If I worked with if I had an opportunity with QueueTimes and did something where like, look, I know for a fact you guys have told me if this shit comes out early, we're fucked. Our relationships in business are fucking caught off because no one's gonna trust us to release this shit.
Okay, so then I'm gonna go back about 2.
How am I not in the wrong here?
Of the leaker's remorse, where it says interview by Kotaku. That's literally what their entire fundamental background is. We're doing shit that we're not necessarily supposed to do, but we're gonna post it anyways.
But there's a difference between gathering news and taking a copy of the game that's not out yet for anybody, press or public, and saying, "Oh, I'm just..."
No.
All right. Hold on.
Press copies are out. They're just not allowed to talk about it until release of the day. Because
hey, look at that! Every single press copy has said you got a point. Because if I release content for this game out right now, I'm kind of fucked because Hello Games and Sony and nobody else, they'll want to work with me for a long while because of this.
All right, so I'm gonna stop you guys. I'm gonna ask you guys a couple questions. Indigo. We don't. I personally haven't seen the leaked gameplay footage because I want to play the game and I don't want it spoiled for me. But let's just assume that there's some kind of license agreement. Normally there is for an online game. If in that license agreement it says, "Hey, you can't create derivative works of this game until," and then the date that the game comes out, does that change your opinion? Or
yes.
Okay, all right, cool.
Yes. Because that right there is because they have to click I agree to that,
right,
to continue on playing that game. So if they have to agree to a terms of service once the game starts, once they physically have it in their hand and they click agree, that is a completely different situation because they're agreeing to it. They're not signing a legal document over eBay because they purchased something. Like that's the difference between those two situations. Or the example that Adarak gave, which is if they accidentally release just to me Legion and I go on there and I don't have to click in I agree to your bullshit term, I have full reign. I have paid for this game. It is Blizzard's fuck up for releasing it too soon or releasing it too early for me specifically. That's their fuck up. How that copy got out into the world, that's their fuck up.
All right.
In all seriousness.
Adrock, 2 minutes max. Same question for Indigo, but that terms of service that they signed does not have, you may not create derivative works of this game until the day of release. It does not have that in it, and they agreed to the terms of service. Is it wrong still? Oh shit, stumped him. Oh yeah, that makes me feel good.
The problem is it's still wrong.
So you're saying even if they agree to a terms of service and that terms of service does not include, you may not create derivative works of this game until such time as the game is released.
If I hand you something and explicitly tell you, don't fucking throw this at the window, but then you know full well I shouldn't throw this at the fucking window and I walk away, are you still gonna throw it at the window?
No.
Yeah. Just because there's no terms of service in there that says don't put anything on there.
He's basically making an analogy to say that it's common sense, that it doesn't need to be in the terms of service.
It's common sense. Because everything prior to No Man's Sky's release, if it really wanted to show that
I want you to know, legally wise, there is no such thing as common sense.
Yep. and that's going to...
There is such a realization knowing that if I make content for this game right now, and I'm either a freelance content producer or part of a group, and I create bad blood because of my greed to be the first on the cutting edge, I've not only fucked myself over, I fucked over anyone else I'm working with.
So here's...
Because if regardless of what the TOS says, yeah, sure, you might be full within your realm to do it, but you're still in the wrong. The ramifications of that are going to come back to haunt you.
Here's where I'm at.
There's a reason why Jim Sterling doesn't get shit from Konami anymore. He decided to burn that fucking bridge.
Can I
You can't sit there and go, but Konami, why don't you send me shit anymore? He burned the fucking bridge by doing it.
I'd love to talk now. Can I talk now? So here's where I'm at with this. I agree with you, Doc, that it's possible to fuck yourself with a developer by doing something like this. If you release, like this guy, if he goes back to what the fuck is their name? What is their name?
Hello Games.
Hello Games. Thank you. If he goes back to Hello Games and says, "Hey, I was the guy that released No Man's Sky a little bit early. Can I get a preview copy of your next game?" Like they might not be inclined to send him a copy. That's totally understandable. But that does not mean that he did something wrong. That means that he did something that the game developers didn't want him to do. He didn't do anything incorrect when he purchased the game. He didn't do anything incorrect when he received the game. And when you're talking about common sense, there's no common sense in business. Business is cover your ass.
Yep.
So I personally think that he did what he wanted to do. He's going to deal with the ramifications of what he wanted to do with the people he did it to. But was it inherently wrong? No. They should have a tighter grip on their product. It's 100% their responsibility to control how their product is released and how it's not. Now, if he had gone through and stolen a copy, if he had gone through and hacked the copy out of their servers, if he had gone and extorted someone to get a copy, or if he had...
That I'm assuming.
What's that?
If this copy is a stolen copy or a press release copy attached to some kind of terms of service, you're assuming it's not.
No. He didn't sign a terms of service, though. That's the point, is that if somebody else violated their terms of service, it's not his fault. He didn't do that. He just accepted a product.
For example, if I buy a game and I sign a terms of service and then I break it by allowing you to play the game and then you go out and talk about the game, you're not in trouble. You didn't do anything wrong.
No, I'm in trouble.
No, you're not. You didn't sign it. Indigo's in a lot of trouble, but you're not.
I shouldn't have access to.
Yeah.
No. I gave you access to the game. I was the one that did something
correct. Wrong. So Indigo's going to be the one getting in trouble
for playing the game that I
you might be morally wrong, but you're not inherently objectively wrong. Indigo's the one who is objectively wrong. You're subjectively wrong. You feel bad. He's fucked.
The people that were suing would say, "Yeah, you're also kind of legally wrong."
Nope.
Too.
They'd sue Indigo. They'd sue Indigo and they'd win. Anyways, that having been said, I'm going to give this coin to Indigo Jones. Because I'm on his team. And that having been said, I'm going to release a poll in chat, Blammo, where you can go yourself and vote on who you think the winner is.
It'll also be there on Twitter for a while.
It'll also be on Twitter for a week. So if you go ahead and vote, we'll take a look at the end of the show and we'll see who has the most votes. Right now it's Indigo. And we'll go from there.
In the future, if this happens to us, I'm going back to this podcast and saying, "See, you said it yourself."
We're gonna make games. When are we developing games?
No. If this situation happens to any of us with QueueTimes, I'm gonna go back to this podcast, and if I hear any complaining about it, go, "You fucking said it yourself.
If I get I will tell you this
Lewis
right now.
Black this shit.
And Crude can disagree with me, and you can disagree with me. But if for some reason I legally get something that hasn't released yet, and I haven't signed anything, you better fucking bet your ass I'm creating content on it. Now, if I signed an NDA or QueueTimes signed an NDA for it, I will respect that NDA in all.
Anybody listening that has business decisions, that's his personal opinion on this thing. I don't agree with it. Neither does Krug. Apparently, I'm assuming he might technically, but it's own personal opinion.
It really depends on the situation.
If I buy a game on eBay, and the game isn't out, I'm gonna create content for it.
Hey, look at that new email. You no longer a part of any creative process with us. Thanks, guys.
Anyways,
Let's
so
move on.
Twitter decided that they wanted to start live streaming content. Sure, why not, Twitter?
They've been
You got
doing that
nothing
for a
else to
while,
do.
haven't they?
I
The
mean,
little
everyone else is
Periscope,
linking
isn't
their live
Periscope
streams.
a Twitter product?
No, it's Facebook. But
Periscope's a
technically
Facebook thing?
I
You're
believe
lying.
it
You're
is.
wrong.
No.
I'm gonna look it up. Keep talking.
It's either Meerkat or Periscope. One of those two is a Facebook thing. I believe Facebook owns a share in it or something. But basically, people are sending their stream links to Twitter already. Come watch the esports league happening here. Here's presidential debates happening right now at the streaming service through Twitter.
Yeah, but
Twitter, I think, basically is saying we
no,
want part of
the
the shit.
difference is hey, Twitch is doing this. Come watch it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, it's not the same as hey, I'm live streaming this on Twitter.
Exactly. Twitter wants a piece of the pie.
Yeah. So they've decided to.
Twitter owns Periscope.
Yep, Twitter does own
Oh.
Periscope.
Which one is Facebook on? I forget.
Facebook is just Facebook, my friend.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought they owned one of them. Anyway, whatever.
Maybe they bought a company, but their live streaming service is just an integrated feature in Facebook.
Yeah.
As far as I'm aware, I could be wrong. If anybody in
I
chat
knows.
knows,
I thought it was Periscope, but either way, yeah, Twitter is just like, yeah, no, we want in on this pie too.
Yeah.
And it does say that their streaming won't actually replace what's happening on TBS, which is, I believe, what the video, like the actual content's going to be on.
Yeah.
Because TBS wants to get on this stuff as well, so
Yeah, because everyone's like, oh my God, esports is making money and it's a new form of revenue that we don't have access or we haven't done any work or research on whatsoever. Let's just hop right in and do it.
you've also initially dismayed and like downplayed the importance of. And hey, now that we're breaking in thousands of dollars,
Yep,
millions
exactly.
of dollars.
The second money is starting to be made, they're like, oh, I'm sorry, did I talk shit about that last week? It's the coolest thing ever. Like,
I mean, I was technically wrong so long as you can make me that money. So
exactly. Like, I mean, mind
they
you,
picked a good game to start off with because Counter-Strike, regardless of being an old game, it still puts in massive.
well, this
numbers.
is CS:GO, which is what, 5 years old?
Yeah.
Yeah.
CS:GO still reigns supreme on Twitch for being one of the highly profiled games that streams.
And I mean, we didn't get a huge amount of drama about it, a couple weeks ago or anything.
yeah, the
but,
gambling
all
shit.
press is good
Jesus
press.
Christ.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, especially
Look
when
at that,
it's
we talked
not
about-
when it's
talked
not
about No Man's Sky, that piece of shit. So
The other
bro.
issue is you hate that game.
Yeah,
for
that's
no
why you just hate everything to do with No Man's
I will
Sky
play
because you're
that game and come back and go, you know what? I was right.
you're not gonna play that game. You're not ever gonna buy it. I can smell it from here. I'm gonna play it a bunch, I assume. Unless I will say, to Doc's credit, it could, because I was super excited about Spore, and Spore was ass. Spore was literally ass.
I knew
It
Sport was
can-
gonna be bad when they came out with how they were dealing with copyright issues, and I was like, "Oop, nope, staying away from that."
See,
Fucking
but
monstrosity.
that was before I looked into stuff that deeply. That was just when I looked at trailers of games and was like, "Oh yeah," and then bought it and regretted my decision. So it can be like Sport. No Man's Sky can become the next Spore, but I really, really have high hopes that it won't.
Yeah.
Really do.
Anyways, we keep
It's
going
nice to
back to
hope.
it.
Yeah, we do.
But yeah, so if you guys wanted to watch it, it's too late now because it was only for 2 days and it started at 5 p.m. Eastern at 7:20.
Look how on top of things we are.
Hey, that's what happens when we do a show once a week, all right? If you want to come on and stream this show every single night, we can be a little bit more on top of it.
Let's do it.
That being said, I am happy that esports is being streamed more often, and that's why I wanted to bring it up in the first place.
For
The
shizzle.
fact that it's being streamed and shown more.
Yeah.
So
I dig it. That
that being said, something that I completely think is a stupid fucking idea.
And I agree with it.
I think we all
Because
agree
I'm
on this
being
one.
Negative about it. That's why you agree.
Okay, so Square Enix, they've had a pretty decent track record lately. They had the Tomb Raider games, Final Fantasy series is still making money,
Yeah.
despite it being iffy on the quality. If it's not 14, honestly, Chrono Trigger has been put into the iOS store and everything else. They are now doing a Apple iPhone watch thingamajigger. Apple Watch. There we go. They're making an exclusive game for Apple Watch called Cosmos Rings.
It's an Apple Watch RPG, an RPG that you can play on your Apple Watch. You can play approximately 45 seconds before your Apple Watch battery dies.
Yeah. But honestly, reading through what Engadget, this is the article we got from Engadget talking about what they do, there's a few options you can do, but for the most part, the game is just on autopilot.
Yeah.
You just pick a few menus, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a non-interactive piece of media. It's really weird.
Yeah.
If you want a little bit, if you want a little bit more idea of what this game is about, as a god of time, get it because it's an Apple Watch. You're tasked with wandering an endless expanse called the Rift in a bid to restore time to
How's
the
it
way
going? Daniel
you once
here,
knew
and today.
it. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, that's the whole game. But yeah, Adrock's right. It's kind of on autopilot. I don't think there's much that you do, and it's not like action based where you're like, I gotta tap on the right like beat and the right time. Like it's just kind of there.
Yeah, I think you put your skills in order. Like it looks like you create a rotation, and then you just kind of do that rotation until you die or something. I don't know. I haven't played it. I don't have an Apple Watch because I'm not going to spend $1,000 to play a fucking.
So what they're basically saying is you do something like that, but then you also have the ability as a time manipulator to use the Apple Watch's crown to rewind a bit of the gameplay.
Yeah.
To go back in case you made a mistake. But technically it has a little bit of that roguelike element where if you do die in Cosmos Rings, you go back to the start from the very beginning with nothing.
Yeah.
So it's an RPG roguelike is what they're basically doing. They're kind of matching the genres. I would rather spend the money on a Pokedex for my Apple Watch. So when I go my Pokemon Go, oh snap, I caught another Pidgey, anything new? Go to my watch, Pokedex, go. It's got footprints, it's got the cries, it's got the 3D model.
No, see, if you're gonna make a watch game, what you do is you make it a radar beacon for Pokemon Go, so that it tells you what direction you need to go to get certain Pokemon.
Technically, if you're gonna make a watch game, you think about it, you put it on the watch, and go, "This is fucking dumb."
If you're designing watch games, you should just stop because.
Bad. We're being disparaging. This is also us saying, the iOS platform's a horrible platform for games, and lo and behold, we're not talking about Pokemon Go, but in general, people have been developing some surprisingly great games.
I don't think mobile gaming's bad. I just don't think that you can game on something that is,
that small,
35 pixels by 35 pixels, and it really be that fun, and have controls.
Be that engaging.
Yeah, exactly. That's my issue I have with it, but. Actually,
I agree with you there.
I wanted to actually bring something up that we didn't talk about because it just popped up on my Twitter feed. But apparently, an Australian senator has announced that he is intending to introduce a bill defining Counter-Strike offense as a gambling, thanks to weapon skin trading systems. In what looks to be the world first independent senator, Nick. Xenophobe. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so apparently someone in Australia is trying to make CSGO a gambling, like legal.
I mean, it's not surprising. And technically, laws and internet gambling are in the Wild West. Laws could not keep up to it, which is why we had stuff like DraftKings being really big lately. Until recently, they've been pretty much muscled out.
Mm-hmm.
But they're still around, the CSGO gambling site, so it's not surprising trying to see this. And I kind of don't blame them for seeing this, but I also don't really see this happening. But it is Australia. They have banned most end games. It's very possible.
Yeah, I mean, DraftKings, their defense to it not being gambling is it's a game of skill, not chance. That was their definition, because that's what determines gambling versus.
Such a blatant lie.
Yeah.
I'm going to rely on my success in this game based off the random chances of the actual games themselves. Then I take the random results from my characters and put it in, or my players, would say, characters, my roster, and then see what happens. That is the biggest definition of luck I've seen in a long time.
Well, that being said, the top two players of DraftKings and the other one actually would completely disagree with you because they actually have charts that
stats, but
they have
predict a lot.
They have charts and stats that actually determine each player based off of what time that they're playing, the type of weather they're playing, the type of turf that they're on, and can actually get to the exact or get to very, very, very close to the actual score each person will get based off of all of the statistic information that they have. So they will tell you that this is a game of skill because you have to have and know how all of this works to be able to do very well in it.
You and I both agree that that's bullshit, right?
Oh fuck yeah, that's totally gambling. 100% gambling.
Because you can have all the stats you want, but when you're coming to you, and there's a really good median and bell curve you can assume that a human person will accomplish.
Mm-hmm.
Human games are not played by one character, especially football, basketball. You have 12 players on that field. The chance for variables to happen are exponential.
That being said, we super are out of time. So
yes.
Yeah, we didn't really want to talk about Curt Shilling, so man.
Yeah.
Not going to jail. Story over.
Curt Shilling not going to jail. There you go. That's the whole story. That being said,
if you want to know, that's it.
Yep. That being said, that is the end of this episode of Quarter Up. Thank you guys so much for coming and watching us live. We are actually going to be right back shortly with another show called Slash Yell, which is your MMO news show. We do have a special guest, so make sure to stay on and watch that. For everyone that's watching us on YouTube, make sure to click over there. There's going to be some annotations after this video that you can click on. Those people listening to the podcast, if you haven't listened to Slash Yell and you want to give it a try right now, would definitely be the time to do that because Krug's not going to be on that show, so it's going to be sweet.
Go fuck yourself.
Anyways, Krug, if people for some god-awful reason wanted to get a hold of you, where would they go?
You could get a hold of me at KrugQ2 on Twitter. You can also email me. My email address is krug@QueueTimes.com. If you want to email all three of us, you can email QU, that's the letters Q, U, at QueueTimes.com. And that's about it. Indigo, if somebody wants to masochistically talk to you for some strange fucking reason, what's your cell phone number?
Whoa.
There was a lot of F words being thrown around today. So.
You can get a hold of me on Twitter at IndigoQT. Yeah, I forgot for a second. If you want to email me, you can email me at indigo@QueueTimes.com. If you want to hit us all up on Twitter, go to @_QueueTimes because I still haven't gotten the rights for QueueTimes yet. Adderrock, what about you? Where can people get a hold of you?
At Adderrock Draws on Twitter.
Awesome.
Pretty much that's the only place to find me.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. And until next time, I'll see you guys on the forums.
Bye.
Bye. I can't tell if we're out or not.
No, we're not. What the fuck?
Why are we not out? You're the worst.